Today in Food Outside the Lines, we were making lemon bars on the smoker. Last week we showed you how to make a ham. This week we're showing you Easter dessert. And I promise you, when your family and friends smell and see these lemon bars, they'll want to skip the ham and go straight to dessert. Let's get started. Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to make a spring treat. We're going to do double layer lemon bars. It's yeah, it is good. We actually put a little lemon zest in the crust, and then of course, we put the lemon filling in. We will cook it on the smoker using a maple pellet, just to give a nice little smoky flavor to it. So this is a great dessert for Easter. I know that's around the corner, and I just like the overall spring taste to it.
I just love lemons.
Yeah, me too. Lemon's one of my favorite flavors. So like I said, we will do the crust first, and then after that we'll cook it or smoke it, and then we'll put the filling in and let it smoke for another 40-45 minutes. So, all right, we're going to start to the ingredients. The first thing we need to do to make our lemon bars is make the crust. So I already put in 2 sticks of softened butter in the KitchenAid stand mixer, and then I'm going to throw in a 1/2 cup of organic sugar. Using the paddle attachment, I'm going to turn it on medium low, just to get the cream nice and fluffy, probably about 2 minutes. Every once in a while, probably with 30 seconds or so, I'll stop and scrape the edges. I mixed my sugar and butter for about 2.5 minutes. And what I'm going to do now is I have the zest of 2 lemons. And in this bowl here, I have 2 cups of flour, and I put a pinch of salt in it. I'm going to just dump the zest in there. Just kind of give it a quick little stir to distribute the zest. I'm going to turn the mixture on low, and then I'm going to slowly add the flour, salt, and lemon zest mixture into it. Here was our dough for our crust. I let the sugar and flour and butter mix for about 5 minutes. It's almost like a wet sand where, if you press on it, it will mold into a solid piece. So it's very crumbly, so I don't think it needs to be any more liquid than this. That's perfectly normal. What I'm going to do is just dump it out on this cutting board. I don't want to get all over. If you're at home, you may want to use a bigger one than this. I just don't have a flour board. A little flour in my hands, just so it doesn't stick to my hands. I'm just making a big ball. That's all I'm doing. This would be perfect. So now that I got a ball, I have a 9 by 9 pan that I buttered and then put flour in it. And I'm just going to put this in here and press it down. Now, it doesn't have to be pretty. You're going to have the lemon filling on top. What you do want, though, is trying to make it as even as possible. The last thing you want is one piece to have a really thick crust that's not cooked all the way. And the next piece have a thin crust that's overcooked. This crust it's probably my favorite part of it. That's rare for lemon bars. Usually lemon bars I like the filling, but on this particular recipe I think I enjoy the crust just as much. I'm going to put this in the freezer for about 5 minutes, let it set, and then I'm going to put it on the smoker for 15 to 20 minutes just to kind of get it set, get a little bit of brown. So 5 minutes in the freezer, 15, 20 minutes on the smoker. I'm using a maple pellet for this. It's definitely light. The smoky's not as heavy as some of the other ones. But all right, this has been the smoker for about 20 minutes now at 350. You can see it's starting to get brown around the edges. So we're going to pull this and let it cool. We need to get completely cool before we add the filling. Here's the crust to the lemon bars. We took it out of the smoker after about 20 minutes. You can see there's a little bit of browning around the edges, exactly what you want. We let it cool. It's probably been cooling for a good hour or so, so you can definitely touch it. It's fine. But now we're going to make the filling. To start off the lemon filling is you need 6 eggs. These are room temperature, so they've been sitting in the fridge for about an hour and a half. So 6 eggs, I already cracked them all. And then we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. So don't eat these before you go to the dentist. They will not approve. I'm going to whisk it all together. I got 1 cup of freshly squeezed lemons. I believe this was 6 lemons. It just depends on the size and how juicy they are. I did hand squeeze them earlier. And then I got another almost 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. I'm going to mix all that together. Carefully. 3/4 of a cup of flour. Probably about half and half. Just a small handful of salt, a little handful of salt. And the rest of the flour. Okay, and I'm going to pour this, pour it all in there.
That looks so good.
All right, here comes the tricky part of actually carrying it to the smoker without getting it spilled. So we're going to put it back in the smoker, probably for about 40 minutes. You can tell when it's done. And then after 40 minutes, we'll let it cool a little bit, and then it'll be ready to eat.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
Little pound of sugar, and it'll be ready to go. The lemon bars have been in the smoker for about 40 minutes. They're pretty much set, and they're ready to go. Bring them in, and we're going to let them sit for at least a half hour or so. All right, we just cut ourselves a nice piece of lemon bar, sprinkle some powdered sugar on it. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm always ready for dessert.
I cheated a little bit. I licked a little bit out the camera with the knife when I was cutting it, but.
Ooh, it's custardy. Is that a word?
Cheers. Well, I'm gonna take this and go.
Fine.
So I love lemon bars. This one actually has the hint of the maple palette that we used. This is a great dessert for Easter also. Very spring, not heavy like, maybe chocolate or something like that. BMO here, he wants some.
And you know what? Having the lemon zest, in that crust, really is a great addition. That is delicious.
Yeah. And if it's in season, we put blueberries on top, fresh blueberries or fresh strawberries.
Oh yeah.
In season, that's good too.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. We come out with videos every Thursday. Please join us for next Thursday, and you'll see what we're cooking then. It's a surprise every week. I always say like every video.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's from social media. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Leave comments on what you think of lemon bars, and join us next week for another show.
See you next week.
See ya.